Have you ever felt misunderstood, disrespected, or distanced from the people you care about most? Do you find yourself struggling to maintain harmonious relationships, whether at home, work, or within your social circles? What if the root of these issues lies not in others, but within your own habits? Imagine living a life where your interactions are guided by wisdom, empathy, and self-control. A life where you are respected, valued, and trusted by those around you. This isn't a distant dream. It's a reality you can achieve by understanding and addressing the toxic habits that may be undermining your relationships and your own peace of mind. The ancient philosophy of Stoicism offers timeless wisdom for navigating life's challenges with grace and integrity. Stoicism teaches us to focus on what we can control, to live in harmony with nature, and to develop virtues that lead to a fulfilling and respected life. But how does this philosophy apply to our daily interactions and the habits we unknowingly cultivate? Consider how your everyday actions and behaviors might be impacting the way others perceive and interact with you. Are there patterns in your behavior that could be causing friction or misunderstanding? Are there moments when your words or actions inadvertently harm your relationships or your own sense of peace? What if the key to transforming your life lies in recognizing and changing these destructive patterns? Imagine breaking free from the habits that silently sabotage your efforts to connect, to be respected, and to find tranquility. How would it feel to know that by making small, intentional changes, you could vastly improve the quality of your relationships and your overall happiness? In this exploration, we will delve into the Stoic principles that can help you identify and overcome these toxic habits. By embracing the wisdom of Stoicism, you can cultivate a more mindful, respectful, and fulfilling way of living. Let's embark on this journey together, uncovering the behaviors that may be holding you back and learning how to replace them with habits that promote true respect and inner peace. Are you ready to discover the Stoic secrets to a better life? Are you prepared to face the habits that may be quietly damaging your relationships and your well-being? Join us as we uncover the path to personal transformation and lasting respect. This journey has the potential to change your life, starting now. Starting the list with gossiping. Gossiping is a pervasive habit that many people fall into without realizing the profound impact it has on their lives and the lives of others. It is the act of discussing someone else's personal affairs, often with a negative slant and without their knowledge or consent. This behavior, while sometimes seen as a harmless way to pass time or bond with others, can have serious consequences for one's reputation and relationships. In the realm of Stoicism, gossiping is frowned upon as it goes against the principles of wisdom, justice, and self-control. Stoic philosopher Epictetus once said, "Keep silence for the most part, and speak only when you must, and then briefly." This advice underscores the importance of mindful speech and the avoidance of idle chatter, particularly when it concerns others' private matters. Gossip creates an environment of distrust and negativity. When you speak ill of someone behind their back, it not only tarnishes their reputation, but also reflects poorly on you. People who engage in gossip are often viewed as untrustworthy and unkind. Even those who participate in the conversation may begin to wonder what you say about them when they're not around. This erodes trust and respect, key components of any healthy relationship. Moreover, gossiping often involves spreading information that is not verified or is based on speculation. This can lead to the dissemination of false information, which can harm the person being talked about and cause unnecessary drama and conflict. The damage done by gossip can be long-lasting and difficult to repair. From a Stoic perspective, engaging in gossip is a distraction from focusing on what truly matters, one's own virtues and actions. Stoicism teaches that we should concentrate on what we can control, our own thoughts, behaviors, and responses. When we gossip, we divert our attention away from our own self-improvement and waste energy on matters that are beyond our control and irrelevant to our personal growth. To avoid the habit of gossiping, it's important to cultivate mindfulness and discipline in your speech. Before speaking about someone else, ask yourself if what you are about to say is true, necessary, and kind. If it does not meet these criteria, it is better left unsaid. Practicing this form of verbal restraint helps in developing a habit of thoughtful and respectful communication. Another effective strategy is to change the subject when you find yourself in a conversation that is veering towards gossip. Redirecting the discussion to more positive or neutral topics can help steer clear of unnecessary negativity. For example, if a conversation starts to focus on someone's personal issues, you might gently shift the topic to a shared interest or a current event. It's also helpful to surround yourself with people who share your values and discourage gossip. When your social circle comprises individuals who respect others' privacy and speak positively, you are less likely to be drawn into gossiping behavior. Peer influence is powerful, and being in a supportive environment can reinforce your commitment to avoid gossip. Self-reflection is another key aspect of overcoming the habit of gossiping. Take time to consider why you feel compelled to talk about others. Is it out of boredom, a desire to fit in, or perhaps a way to feel better about yourself? Understanding the root cause can help address the underlying issues and find healthier ways to fulfill those needs. Engaging in hobbies, volunteering, or pursuing personal goals can provide a more constructive outlet for your energy and attention. Forgiving yourself for past gossiping and committing to change is also essential. Everyone makes mistakes, and acknowledging them is the first step towards improvement. By making a conscious effort to speak kindly and with intention, you can gradually transform your communication habits and build a reputation as a trustworthy and respectful individual. Incorporating Stoic practices such as daily reflection can reinforce these changes. At the end of each day, consider whether you have spoken ill of others and how you could have handled situations differently. This practice not only helps in breaking the habit of gossiping, but also promotes overall personal growth. In conclusion, gossiping is a toxic habit that undermines trust and respect. By adhering to Stoic principles and practicing mindful speech, you can avoid the pitfalls of gossip and build stronger, more positive relationships. Remember the wisdom of Epictetus. Keep silence for the most part, and speak only when you must, and then briefly. Let this guide your interactions and lead you towards a more virtuous and fulfilling life. On to the next habit, being unreliable. In many ways, being unreliable can be even more damaging than gossiping. Reliability is a cornerstone of trust. When people cannot depend on you, it erodes their respect and confidence in you. Unreliability manifests in various forms: not keeping promises, consistently showing up late, or failing to meet commitments. Each instance chips away at your integrity and the trust others place in you. Marcus Aurelius, the Stoic philosopher-emperor, wrote, "If it is not right, do not do it. If it is not true, do not say it." This principle underscores the importance of integrity in both words and actions. To be reliable means to align your actions with your promises, ensuring that what you say and what you do are in harmony. One major issue with being unreliable is the impact it has on relationships. Friends, family, and colleagues need to know they can count on you. When you fail to show up when you say you will, or when you habitually break promises, It creates frustration and disappointment. Over time, people start to view you as someone who cannot be trusted, which can lead to isolation and missed opportunities. To avoid the habit of being unreliable, start by making realistic commitments. Often, people overcommit themselves out of a desire to please others or to appear capable. However, this can lead to a cycle of breaking promises and disappointing others. It is better to commit to less and consistently deliver than to overpromise and underdeliver. This means being honest with yourself and others about what you can realistically achieve. Time management is crucial in overcoming unreliability. Plan your schedule carefully and prioritize your commitments. Use tools like calendars, reminders, and to-do lists to keep track of your obligations. When you manage your time effectively, you are more likely to fulfill your promises and be where you need to be when you need to be there. Communication also plays a vital role in reliability. If you realize you cannot meet a commitment, inform the affected parties as soon as possible. Apologize and, if possible, offer a solution or an alternative. This shows respect for the other person's time and helps maintain trust, even when things go wrong. Clear and timely communication can mitigate the negative impact of an unavoidable lapse in reliability. Being reliable also involves consistency in your actions. Consistency builds a predictable pattern of behavior that others can depend on. If you commit to a regular activity, such as a weekly meeting or a daily task, stick to it. Over time, this consistency will strengthen your reputation as a dependable person. Reflecting on your actions and commitments is another important step. At the end of each day, review what you have accomplished and what you may have missed. This self-assessment can help you understand where you are falling short and what adjustments you need to make to improve. This reflective practice, a staple of Stoic philosophy, encourages personal growth and accountability. Surrounding yourself with reliable people can also help you become more reliable. Positive peer influence can motivate you to uphold your commitments. When you see the benefits of reliability in others, such as trust, respect, and strong relationships, it can inspire you to emulate those qualities. It's important to remember that reliability is not just about big commitments. It also involves small, everyday actions. Being on time, following through on minor promises, and being consistent in your behavior all contribute to your overall reliability. Every small act of reliability reinforces your trustworthiness and integrity. Moreover, forgiving yourself for past unreliability is essential. Recognize your mistakes, but do not dwell on them. Instead, use them as learning experiences to guide your future actions. Committing to change and demonstrating reliability consistently over time will help rebuild trust and respect. Incorporating Stoic practices such as morning and evening reflections can support this transformation. In the morning, set clear intentions for how you will be reliable throughout the day. In the evening, reflect on whether you met those intentions and how you can improve. This regular practice can help solidify your commitment to being dependable. In conclusion, being unreliable undermines trust and respect, but it is a habit that can be changed with conscious effort and self-discipline. By making realistic commitments, managing your time effectively, communicating clearly, and practicing consistency, you can build a reputation as a reliable and trustworthy person. As Marcus Aurelius advised, align your actions with what is right and true, and you will foster stronger, more respectful relationships in all areas of your life. On to the next habit, interrupting others. Interrupting may seem like a minor infraction in the grand scheme of things, but it can significantly damage the way people perceive and respect you. When you interrupt someone, you signal that you value your own words and thoughts more than theirs, which can be perceived as arrogant and disrespectful. Over time, this habit can erode relationships and create a communication barrier between you and others. Stoic philosophy emphasizes the importance of listening and understanding. Epictetus, a prominent Stoic philosopher, once said, "We have 2 ears and 1 mouth, so that we can listen twice as much as we speak." This saying highlights the value of listening over speaking, a principle that directly opposes the habit of interrupting. Interrupting others not only disrupts the flow of conversation, but also undermines the speaker's confidence and makes them feel unheard and unappreciated. In professional settings, it can lead to misunderstandings and conflicts, while in personal relationships, it can create a sense of frustration and distance. The act of interrupting sends a clear message: what I have to say is more important than what you are saying. To avoid interrupting others, the first step is to cultivate awareness of your listening habits. Pay close attention to how often you find yourself cutting someone off mid-sentence. This self-awareness is crucial in recognizing the extent of the habit and understanding its impact on your interactions. Active listening is a powerful tool in overcoming the habit of interrupting. This involves fully focusing on the speaker, understanding their message, responding thoughtfully, and remembering what was said. By engaging in active listening, you show respect for the speaker and demonstrate that you value their perspective. Practicing active listening requires patience and discipline, but can significantly improve the quality of your interactions. Another effective strategy is to pause before responding. When someone else is speaking, consciously wait for a few seconds after they finish before you begin to speak. This not only prevents interruptions, but also gives you time to formulate a more thoughtful and considered response. It demonstrates that you are not just waiting for your turn to speak, but are genuinely processing what the other person has said. Reflecting on the reasons behind your tendency to interrupt can also be enlightening. Are you eager to share your ideas? Do you feel anxious that you might forget your point if you don't say it immediately? Understanding these underlying motives can help you address the root cause of the habit. For instance, if you're worried about forgetting your point, jot down a quick note to remind yourself, allowing you to focus on listening without the anxiety of forgetting. In group settings, be mindful of giving everyone an opportunity to speak. Encourage quieter members to share their thoughts and ensure that discussions remain balanced and inclusive. This not only reduces interruptions, but also fosters a more collaborative and respectful environment. Practicing mindfulness can further aid in curbing the habit of interrupting. Mindfulness involves being fully present in the moment and aware of your thoughts, feelings, and surroundings. By practicing mindfulness, you can become more attuned to your impulses and learn to control the urge to interrupt. Techniques such as meditation and deep breathing can enhance your mindfulness and help you remain calm and focused during conversations. Additionally, seeking feedback from trusted friends or colleagues can provide valuable insights into your conversational habits. Ask them if they have noticed you interrupting and how it affects the conversation. Constructive feedback can be instrumental in making positive changes and improving your communication skills. Forgiving yourself for past interruptions and committing to change is also essential. Like any habit, changing the tendency to interrupt requires time and effort. Acknowledge your mistakes, learn from them, and strive to do better in future interactions. Consistency and perseverance are key to building new, more respectful communication habits. Incorporating Stoic reflections into your daily routine can support this transformation. At the end of each day, review your interactions and consider whether you listened more than you spoke. Reflect on instances where you interrupted and think about how you could have handled the situation differently. This practice of regular self-examination aligns with the Stoic pursuit of personal growth and virtue. In conclusion, interrupting others can significantly undermine respect and trust in your relationships. By embracing the Stoic principle of listening more than you speak, practicing active listening, pausing before responding, and cultivating mindfulness, you can overcome this habit. Remember Epictetus's wisdom about listening and strive to create a communication style that values and respects the voices of others. Through these efforts, you can foster stronger, more respectful connections and enhance the quality of your interactions. Turning our attention to the next habit, passive aggressiveness. Passive aggressiveness is a behavior characterized by indirect resistance and avoidance of direct confrontation. Instead of openly expressing negative feelings, a passive-aggressive person may use sarcasm, silent treatment, or subtle digs to communicate their displeasure. This habit can severely undermine trust and respect in relationships, as it creates confusion and resentment. From a Stoic perspective, passive aggressiveness contradicts the principles of honesty and direct communication. Seneca, a renowned Stoic philosopher, advised, "A quarrel is quickly settled when deserted by one party. There is no battle unless there be two." This wisdom highlights the importance of addressing conflicts openly and directly, rather than letting them fester through indirect means. Passive-aggressive behavior often stems from an inability or unwillingness to confront issues directly. This might be due to fear of conflict, a desire to avoid unpleasant emotions, or a lack of assertiveness. However, the indirect approach creates more problems than it solves. It leaves issues unresolved and creates an atmosphere of mistrust and tension. To overcome passive aggressiveness, it's crucial to develop assertiveness. Assertiveness involves expressing your thoughts, feelings, and needs in a direct, honest, and respectful manner. It is about standing up for yourself while also respecting the rights and feelings of others. By being assertive, you can address conflicts head-on and find resolutions that are fair and satisfactory for all parties involved. Improving communication skills is another essential step. Practice clear and direct communication, stating your thoughts and feelings without resorting to sarcasm or indirect comments. For example, instead of saying, "I guess you forgot to take out the trash again," say, "I noticed the trash wasn't taken out. Can we make sure it gets done today?" This approach leaves no room for ambiguity and helps prevent misunderstandings. Mindfulness can also help manage passive-aggressive tendencies. By being aware of your emotions and reactions, you can catch yourself before resorting to indirect methods of expressing frustration. Take a moment to pause and reflect on why you feel the way you do and how best to address it directly. Mindfulness practices, such as meditation and deep breathing, can enhance your emotional awareness and control. It's important to address the underlying issues that contribute to passive aggressiveness. Reflect on why you might be avoiding direct confrontation. Are you afraid of conflict? Do you feel your needs won't be met if you express them openly? Understanding these root causes can help you address them and develop healthier communication habits. Seeking feedback from others can also be beneficial. Ask trusted friends or colleagues if they have noticed passive-aggressive behavior in your interactions and how it affects them. This feedback can provide valuable insights and help you understand the impact of your behavior on others. It can also guide you in making necessary changes. Practicing empathy is crucial in overcoming passive aggressiveness. Try to understand the perspective of the person you are dealing with and consider how your behavior affects them. Empathy fosters better communication and helps build stronger, more respectful relationships. When you empathize with others, you are more likely to address issues directly and constructively. Another strategy is to set clear boundaries and expectations. Often, passive aggressiveness arises from unmet expectations or perceived slights. By communicating your expectations clearly and establishing boundaries, you can reduce the chances of misunderstandings and conflicts. This proactive approach helps create a more transparent and harmonious environment. Journaling can be a helpful tool in managing passive aggressiveness. Writing down your thoughts and feelings can provide a safe outlet for expressing frustrations and can help you process emotions constructively. Reflect on instances where you were passive-aggressive and consider how you could have handled the situation differently. This self-reflection aligns with Stoic practices of daily review and self-improvement. Lastly, forgiving yourself for past passive-aggressive behavior is essential. Recognize that changing habits takes time and effort, and be patient with yourself as you work towards more direct and honest communication. Celebrate your progress and remain committed to continuous improvement. So, passive aggressiveness undermines trust and respect in relationships. By embracing assertiveness, improving communication skills, practicing mindfulness and empathy, seeking feedback, setting clear boundaries, and engaging in self-reflection, you can break free from this destructive habit. Remember Seneca's wisdom. Address conflicts directly and openly to cultivate healthier, more respectful interactions. Moving to the next habit, complaining. Complaining is a deeply ingrained habit that many people fall into without realizing the negative impact it has on their lives and relationships. It involves expressing dissatisfaction or frustration about circumstances, people, or events, often without seeking a solution. While venting occasionally can be a natural response to stress, habitual complaining can damage your reputation, drain your energy, and erode the respect others have for you. In Stoic philosophy, complaining is seen as an unproductive use of one's time and energy. The Stoics teach us to focus on what we can control and to accept what we cannot. As Epictetus wisely said, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." This principle highlights the importance of maintaining a constructive attitude even in the face of adversity. Chronic complaining creates a negative atmosphere and can make you seem ungrateful and pessimistic. When you constantly voice your grievances, people may begin to see you as someone who is difficult to please and lacks resilience. This can lead to social isolation, as others may avoid you to escape the negativity. Additionally, complaining often exacerbates your own sense of dissatisfaction, creating a cycle of negativity that is hard to break. To avoid the habit of complaining, it's important to develop a mindset focused on solutions rather than problems. When faced with a challenging situation, try to identify actionable steps you can take to improve it. This proactive approach not only helps you address issues more effectively, but also shifts your focus away from simply airing grievances. Practicing gratitude is another powerful antidote to complaining. By regularly reflecting on the positive aspects of your life, you can cultivate a more balanced and appreciative outlook. Keeping a gratitude journal, where you write down things you are thankful for each day, can help reinforce this positive mindset. As you focus more on what is going well, the urge to complain about minor inconveniences diminishes. Another effective strategy is to reframe your thoughts. Instead of viewing difficulties as insurmountable problems, see them as opportunities for growth and learning. This perspective shift can transform your attitude and reduce the tendency to complain. For instance, instead of complaining about a heavy workload, recognize it as a chance to develop better time management skills and resilience. Mindfulness can also play a crucial role in overcoming the habit of complaining. By becoming more aware of your thoughts and reactions, you can catch yourself before you start to complain. Mindfulness practices such as meditation and deep breathing can help you stay grounded and maintain a calm and constructive mindset, even in stressful situations. It's also beneficial to set boundaries with others who frequently complain. While it's important to be supportive, constantly absorbing negative energy from habitual complainers can affect your own outlook. Politely steer conversations towards more positive or solution-oriented topics. This not only helps protect your own mental health, but also encourages others to adopt a more constructive approach. Seeking feedback from trusted friends or colleagues can provide insights into your complaining habits. Ask them if they have noticed you complaining frequently and how it affects your interactions. Constructive feedback can be instrumental in making positive changes and improving your communication habits. Practicing self-reflection is essential in breaking the habit of complaining. At the end of each day, take a moment to review your interactions and note any instances where you complained. Consider what triggered these complaints and how you could have responded differently. This regular practice aligns with the Stoic pursuit of self-improvement and can help you develop greater emotional resilience. Marcus Aurelius, another great Stoic philosopher, wrote, "The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way." This quote reminds us that obstacles are not just hurdles, but integral parts of our journey that can drive growth and progress. Embracing this mindset can help you see beyond complaints and focus on constructive action. Surrounding yourself with positive influences can also help reduce the habit of complaining. Spend time with people who inspire and uplift you and who focus on solutions rather than problems. Positive social interactions can reinforce your commitment to maintaining a constructive attitude. By shifting your focus from complaining to proactive problem-solving, practicing gratitude, reframing your thoughts, and incorporating mindfulness and self-reflection, you can break the cycle of negativity and build a more positive and respected presence in your personal and professional life. Next, let's consider the habit of excessive self-centeredness. Self-centeredness is an excessive focus on oneself and one's own needs, often at the expense of others. While it is natural to look out for your own interests, when taken to an extreme, self-centeredness can harm relationships, create isolation, and foster resentment. It can also prevent personal growth by limiting your perspective to only your own experiences and desires. The Stoics placed great emphasis on the interconnectedness of human beings and the importance of contributing to the greater good. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "What is not good for the hive is not good for the bee." This quote encapsulates the Stoic belief that individual well-being is intrinsically linked to the well-being of others. Excessive self-centeredness runs counter to this philosophy as it disregards the needs and contributions of the broader community. Self-centeredness manifests in various ways, such as dominating conversations, constantly seeking validation, and prioritizing one's own needs over those of others. This behavior can be off-putting and alienating, leading to strained relationships and a lack of mutual respect. People may begin to see you as someone who is uninterested in their lives and concerns, which can erode trust and affection. To overcome self-centeredness, it's important to develop empathy and actively practice considering others' perspectives. Empathy involves understanding and sharing the feelings of another person. By putting yourself in someone else's shoes, you can gain a deeper appreciation for their experiences and challenges. This practice helps you become more attuned to the needs of others and fosters a more balanced and considerate approach to interactions. One way to cultivate empathy is to make a conscious effort to listen more and speak less. When engaged in conversation, focus on truly understanding what the other person is saying rather than planning your response. Ask questions that show genuine interest in their thoughts and feelings. This not only enhances your relationships, but also helps you see the world from different viewpoints, broadening your understanding and reducing self-centeredness. Another effective strategy is to volunteer or participate in community service. Engaging in activities that help others can shift your focus away from yourself and towards the needs of your community. Volunteering provides a tangible way to contribute to the greater good and reinforces the Stoic principle of interconnectedness. It also helps you appreciate the struggles and strengths of others, fostering a sense of humility and gratitude. Practicing gratitude is also essential in combating self-centeredness. Regularly reflecting on the things you are thankful for can help you recognize the contributions of others to your life. Keeping a gratitude journal where you note down things you appreciate about the people around you can shift your focus from your own needs to the positive aspects of your relationships. This practice can enhance your sense of connection and reduce the tendency to center everything around yourself. Mindfulness and self-reflection are crucial tools in addressing self-centered behavior. Take time to reflect on your actions and motivations. Consider whether your decisions and behaviors are primarily self-serving or if they take into account the well-being of others. Mindfulness practices, such as meditation, can help you become more aware of your thoughts and behaviors, allowing you to make more conscious and balanced choices. Seeking feedback from others can also be enlightening. Ask trusted friends or colleagues if they perceive you as self-centered and in what ways. Their insights can provide valuable perspectives and help you identify areas for improvement. Be open to constructive criticism and use it as a guide to adjust your behavior. Engaging in cooperative activities that require teamwork and collaboration can help reduce self-centeredness. These activities encourage you to work towards common goals and value the contributions of others. Whether in a professional setting or through hobbies and sports, teamwork fosters a sense of shared purpose and mutual respect. It's important to forgive yourself for past instances of self-centered behavior and commit to continuous improvement. Changing deeply ingrained habits takes time and effort, and self-compassion is essential in this process. Recognize your progress and remain dedicated to becoming a more considerate and empathetic person. Incorporating Stoic reflections into your daily routine can support this transformation. At the end of each day, review your interactions and consider whether you acted with empathy and consideration. Reflect on instances where you may have been overly self-centered and think about how you could have responded differently. This regular practice of self-examination aligns with the Stoic pursuit of personal growth and virtue. In summary, excessive self-centeredness can damage relationships and hinder personal growth. By cultivating empathy, practicing gratitude, engaging in community service, seeking feedback, and reflecting on your actions, you can overcome this habit and foster stronger, more respectful connections. Remember Marcus Aurelius's wisdom: what is good for the community is good for the individual, and through this lens, strive to balance your needs with those of others. Addressing the next habit: chronic lateness. Chronic lateness is a habit that, while often downplayed, can have significant repercussions on both personal and professional relationships. It is a consistent failure to be on time, whether for meetings, appointments, or social engagements. This behavior communicates a lack of respect for other people's time and can lead to feelings of frustration and disrespect. From a Stoic perspective, punctuality is linked to discipline and respect. Seneca, a prominent Stoic philosopher, emphasized the value of time, stating, "It is not that we have a short time to live, but that we waste a lot of it." This quote underscores the importance of valuing time, both our own and that of others. Chronic lateness is a clear indication of poor time management and a disregard for this precious resource. Chronic lateness can damage your reputation. People may start to perceive you as unreliable, disorganized, or even disrespectful. This perception can harm your professional credibility, hinder career advancement, and strain personal relationships. Friends, family, and colleagues may begin to feel undervalued and unimportant when their time is not respected. To overcome chronic lateness, the first step is to recognize and acknowledge the issue. Self-awareness is crucial in understanding the impact of your behavior on others and yourself. Reflect on the reasons behind your lateness. Are you overcommitting, underestimating travel time, or simply not prioritizing punctuality? Identifying the root causes can help you address them effectively. Improving time management skills is essential. Start by planning your day meticulously. Use tools like calendars, planners, and digital reminders to keep track of appointments and deadlines. Allocate extra time for unexpected delays, ensuring that you have a buffer to account for unforeseen circumstances. Setting alarms or reminders well in advance of your commitments can help you stay on schedule. Another effective strategy is to adjust your mindset about time. Treat appointments and meetings as fixed commitments rather than flexible guidelines. Cultivate a sense of urgency and responsibility towards being punctual. Imagine how you would feel if someone consistently kept you waiting, and let this empathy drive your commitment to being on time. Creating routines and habits that support punctuality can also be beneficial. For instance, preparing for the next day the night before can reduce last-minute rushes and delays. Lay out your clothes, pack your bag, and review your schedule before going to bed. This practice can help you start your day on the right foot and reduce the chances of being late. Practicing mindfulness can enhance your ability to manage time effectively. Mindfulness involves being fully present in the moment and aware of your actions. By staying mindful, you can better gauge how long tasks take and adjust your schedule accordingly. Techniques such as meditation and deep breathing can help improve your focus and reduce distractions, allowing you to manage your time more efficiently. Communicating transparently with others about your efforts to improve punctuality can also be helpful. Let friends, family, and colleagues know that you are working on being more timely. This openness can foster understanding and patience as you strive to change your habits. Additionally, it can create a sense of accountability, motivating you to stick to your commitments. Seeking feedback from others can provide valuable insights into your punctuality. Ask for honest opinions about how your lateness affects them and any suggestions they might have for improvement. This feedback can help you understand the broader impact of your behavior and reinforce your determination to change. Forgiving yourself for past instances of lateness is important in your journey to improvement. Acknowledge your mistakes without dwelling on them and use them as learning experiences. Celebrate your progress, no matter how small, and stay committed to becoming more punctual. Incorporating Stoic reflections into your daily routine can support this transformation. At the end of each day, review your schedule and note any instances of lateness. Reflect on what caused the delays and how you can avoid them in the future. This practice of self-examination aligns with the Stoic pursuit of personal growth and virtue. Volunteering for tasks that require punctuality can also help you develop this habit. Taking on roles that necessitate timely arrival and completion, such as leading meetings or organizing events, can reinforce the importance of punctuality and help you practice it consistently. In conclusion, chronic lateness is a habit that can undermine respect and trust in both personal and professional relationships. By acknowledging the issue, improving time management skills, adjusting your mindset, creating supportive routines, practicing mindfulness, and seeking feedback, you can overcome chronic lateness and foster a reputation for reliability and respect. Remember Seneca's wisdom: value time, both your own and that of others, and strive to honor it in all your interactions. Next, let's address the habit of holding grudges. Holding grudges involves maintaining a persistent feeling of ill will or resentment towards someone for a perceived wrong or injury. This habit can be deeply corrosive, affecting your emotional well-being and the quality of your relationships. When you hold a grudge, you are essentially carrying a heavy emotional burden that can prevent you from experiencing peace and happiness. From a Stoic perspective, holding grudges is counterproductive and contrary to the principles of wisdom and tranquility. Marcus Aurelius, a Roman emperor and Stoic philosopher, wrote, "The best revenge is to be unlike him who performed the injury." This quote emphasizes the importance of rising above the actions that hurt us and not allowing them to dictate our behavior and emotional state. Grudges often stem from an inability to forgive. While it can be challenging to forgive someone who has wronged you, holding on to resentment only perpetuates the pain. It keeps the wound fresh and prevents healing. Moreover, holding grudges can consume a lot of mental and emotional energy, diverting it from more positive and productive pursuits. It can create a cycle of negativity that affects your interactions with others and your overall outlook on life. To overcome the habit of holding grudges, the first step is to recognize the impact it has on your life. Acknowledge that holding on to resentment does more harm to you than to the person you are angry with. It keeps you trapped in the past and prevents you from moving forward. Understanding this can motivate you to let go and seek a more peaceful state of mind. Forgiveness is a powerful tool in releasing grudges. It does not mean condoning the wrong or forgetting it happened, but rather choosing to let go of the resentment and anger associated with it. Forgiving someone is a conscious decision that allows you to free yourself from the negative emotions tied to the grudge. It can be helpful to remember that forgiveness is more for your benefit than for the person who hurt you. Practicing empathy can also aid in overcoming grudges. Try to understand the perspective and motivations of the person who wronged you. This does not excuse their behavior, but can provide context that makes it easier to forgive. Recognizing that everyone makes mistakes and that we all have our flaws can foster a sense of compassion and understanding. Mindfulness and meditation can be effective in dealing with grudges. Mindfulness involves being present in the moment and observing your thoughts and emotions without judgment. By practicing mindfulness, you can become more aware of when feelings of resentment arise and address them constructively. Meditation can help calm your mind and reduce the intensity of negative emotions, making it easier to let go of grudges. Another useful strategy is to focus on the positive aspects of your life and the relationships you value. By shifting your attention from the negative experiences to the positive ones, you can reduce the hold that grudges have on your emotions. Surround yourself with supportive and loving people who uplift you and reinforce a positive mindset. Engaging in activities that bring you joy and fulfillment can also help. When you are involved in pursuits that you are passionate about, it becomes easier to let go of negative feelings. These activities provide a constructive outlet for your energy and can help you build a more positive and fulfilling life. Seeking professional help can be beneficial if you find it particularly difficult to let go of a grudge. A therapist or counselor can provide tools and techniques to help you process your emotions and move towards forgiveness. They can offer a neutral perspective and guide you through the healing process. Practicing gratitude is another effective way to overcome grudges. By regularly reflecting on the things you are thankful for, you can cultivate a more positive outlook and reduce the focus on past wrongs. Keeping a gratitude journal where you write down things you appreciate about your life can reinforce this practice. Incorporating Stoic reflections into your daily routine can support this transformation. At the end of each day, review your interactions and consider whether you harbored any grudges. Reflect on the reasons for these grudges and think about how you can let go of the associated resentment. This regular practice of self-examination aligns with the Stoic pursuit of personal growth and virtue. Lastly, it's important to be patient with yourself. Letting go of grudges is not something that happens overnight. It requires consistent effort and self-compassion. Recognize that you are making progress, even if it is slow, and remain committed to the process of forgiveness and letting go. In summary, holding grudges is a habit that can significantly impact your emotional well-being and relationships. By recognizing the impact of grudges, practicing forgiveness and empathy, engaging in mindfulness, focusing on positive experiences, seeking professional help if needed, and incorporating gratitude and Stoic reflections into your routine, you can release the burden of resentment and foster a more peaceful and fulfilling life. Remember Marcus Aurelius's wisdom: the best way to move forward is to be unlike those who have wronged you. Turning now to the habit of blaming others. Blaming others is a common defense mechanism that involves shifting responsibility for one's own mistakes or misfortunes onto someone else. While it might provide temporary relief from guilt or failure, this habit can severely damage your relationships, hinder personal growth, and lead to a cycle of negativity. Stoic philosophy emphasizes personal responsibility and the importance of focusing on what we can control. Epictetus, a Stoic philosopher, famously said, "We cannot choose our external circumstances, but we can always choose how we respond to them." This principle underscores the importance of taking ownership of our actions and reactions, rather than attributing our problems to external factors. Blaming others can erode trust and respect in relationships. When you constantly point fingers at others, you create an environment of defensiveness and resentment. People may begin to see you as someone who avoids accountability and cannot be trusted to own up to their actions. This behavior can lead to conflicts and weaken the bonds of trust that are essential for healthy relationships. Moreover, blaming others prevents personal growth. When you deflect responsibility, you miss the opportunity to learn from your mistakes and improve. Accepting responsibility for your actions, on the other hand, allows you to reflect on what went wrong and how you can do better in the future. This mindset fosters resilience and personal development. To overcome the habit of blaming others, it is crucial to develop self-awareness. Pay attention to situations where you tend to blame others and consider why you do it. Are you trying to protect your ego, avoid criticism, or escape consequences? Understanding the underlying reasons can help you address them constructively. Practicing self-reflection is a valuable tool in this process. At the end of each day, take time to review your actions and decisions. Consider instances where things went wrong and honestly evaluate your role in those situations. Ask yourself what you could have done differently and how you can improve in the future. This regular practice of self-examination aligns with Stoic principles and encourages personal accountability. Another effective strategy is to use I statements instead of you statements when discussing problems or conflicts. For example, instead of saying, "You made me late," say, "I didn't manage my time well and ended up being late." This shift in language helps you take ownership of your actions and reduces the tendency to blame others. Cultivating empathy is also important in overcoming the habit of blaming others. Try to understand the perspectives and experiences of those you might be inclined to blame. Recognize that everyone makes mistakes and that often there are multiple factors contributing to a situation. This empathetic approach can help you see the bigger picture and reduce the urge to assign blame. Learning to apologize sincerely when you make a mistake is another key step. A genuine apology involves acknowledging your fault, expressing regret, and taking steps to make amends. Apologizing not only repairs relationships, but also reinforces your commitment to personal accountability. It shows others that you are willing to own up to your actions and learn from them. Mindfulness and meditation can help you become more aware of your thoughts and reactions. By practicing mindfulness, you can catch yourself in the moment when you start to blame others and choose a different response. Techniques such as deep breathing and meditation can help you stay calm and focused, making it easier to respond thoughtfully rather than react impulsively. Seeking feedback from trusted friends or colleagues can provide valuable insights into your blaming behavior. Ask them to share their observations and offer suggestions for improvement. This feedback can help you see patterns you might not be aware of and guide you in making positive changes. Embracing a growth mindset is crucial in shifting away from blaming others. A growth mindset involves seeing challenges and failures as opportunities to learn and grow, rather than as threats to your self-image. When you adopt this perspective, you are more likely to take responsibility for your actions and seek constructive solutions. Incorporating Stoic reflections into your daily routine can support this transformation. Reflect on the teachings of Epictetus and Marcus Aurelius, who emphasized the importance of personal responsibility and self-improvement. Consider how their wisdom applies to your own life and how you can embody these principles in your actions. Lastly, be patient with yourself as you work to change this habit. Overcoming the tendency to blame others is not an overnight process. It requires consistent effort and self-compassion. Acknowledge your progress and remain committed to developing a more responsible and accountable mindset. Blaming others is a habit that can undermine relationships and hinder personal growth. By developing self-awareness, practicing self-reflection, using I statements, cultivating empathy, learning to apologize, practicing mindfulness, seeking feedback, and embracing a growth mindset, you can overcome this habit and foster a more positive and respectful approach to life. Remember the wisdom of Epictetus. While we cannot control external circumstances, we can always choose how we respond to them. Next, let's explore the habit of overpromising and under-delivering. This habit involves making commitments or assurances that exceed your actual capacity to fulfill them, leading to disappointment and a loss of trust when you fail to deliver. While the intention behind overpromising might be positive, such as wanting to please others or appear capable, it often results in negative consequences that can damage your reputation and relationships. In Stoic philosophy, the emphasis is on temperance and prudence, which includes being realistic and measured in your commitments. As Seneca said, a gift consists not in what is done or given, but in the intention of the giver or doer. This principle suggests that the value lies in the sincerity and feasibility of your promises rather than their grandeur. Making realistic commitments and following through on them demonstrates integrity and builds trust. Overpromising and under-delivering can create a cycle of disappointment and mistrust. When you consistently fail to meet expectations, people may start to view you as unreliable or untrustworthy. This perception can damage both personal and professional relationships, making it harder for you to gain support and cooperation from others. Moreover, the stress and guilt associated with failing to fulfill promises can take a toll on your own well-being. To overcome the habit of over-promising and under-delivering, the first step is to cultivate self-awareness and honesty about your capabilities. Assess your skills, resources, and time realistically before making any commitments. It's important to understand your limits and communicate them clearly to others. This honesty not only helps you manage your workload effectively, but also sets realistic expectations for those around you. One effective strategy is to adopt a principle known as under-promise and over-deliver. This involves setting more conservative expectations and then exceeding them whenever possible. For instance, if you believe a project will take 3 days to complete, inform others that it will take 5 days. If you finish it earlier, you will exceed expectations and build a reputation for reliability and efficiency. Time management is crucial in avoiding over-promising. Use tools like calendars, planners, and to-do lists to keep track of your commitments and deadlines. Prioritize your tasks and allocate sufficient time for each one, considering potential obstacles and delays. By managing your time effectively, you can ensure that you meet your commitments and avoid the stress of last-minute rushes. Practicing clear and assertive communication is also important. When someone asks for a commitment, take the time to evaluate your current workload and availability before responding. It's okay to say no or propose an alternative timeline if you genuinely cannot meet the requested deadline. Clear communication about your capacity helps others understand your situation and reduces the risk of over-promising. Mindfulness can help you stay grounded and realistic in your commitments. By practicing mindfulness, you become more aware of your tendencies to overcommit and can catch yourself before making unrealistic promises. Techniques such as meditation and deep breathing can improve your focus and clarity, enabling you to make more measured and thoughtful decisions about your commitments. Seeking feedback from others can also be helpful in overcoming this habit. Ask colleagues, friends, or family members for their honest opinions about your reliability and the feasibility of your commitments. Their insights can provide valuable perspectives on how your promises are perceived and help you identify areas for improvement. Practicing gratitude can shift your mindset from seeking approval through grand promises to appreciating the trust and respect you already have. Regularly reflecting on what you are thankful for can reduce the urge to overpromise as a way of gaining validation. Instead, focus on delivering consistently and building trust through reliable actions. Building a habit of regular reflection can support this transformation. At the end of each day, review the commitments you made and assess whether they were realistic. Reflect on any instances where you overpromised and consider how you can approach similar situations differently in the future. This practice aligns with Stoic principles of self-improvement and continual learning. Incorporating the Stoic idea of focusing on what you can control can also be beneficial. Understand that while you can control your actions and commitments, you cannot control others' expectations or reactions. By setting realistic goals and managing your commitments effectively, you align your actions with what is within your control and reduce the stress associated with unmet expectations. Engaging in proactive planning can further help in managing your commitments. Break down larger tasks into smaller, manageable steps and set intermediate deadlines. This approach allows you to monitor your progress and make adjustments as needed, ensuring that you stay on track and deliver on your promises. Forgiving yourself for past instances of overpromising and underdelivering is crucial. Acknowledge your mistakes, learn from them, and focus on making positive changes moving forward. Changing deeply ingrained habits takes time and effort, so be patient and compassionate with yourself as you work towards more realistic and reliable commitments. Developing a growth mindset is essential in overcoming the habit of overpromising. View challenges and setbacks as opportunities for learning and improvement rather than failures. This perspective encourages you to take responsibility for your actions and continuously seek ways to enhance your reliability and effectiveness. In summary, overpromising and underdelivering can erode trust and damage relationships. By cultivating self-awareness, practicing clear communication, managing your time effectively, seeking feedback, and incorporating mindfulness and reflection, you can overcome this habit. Embrace the Stoic principles of temperance and prudence, and focus on making realistic commitments that you can fulfill. As Seneca advised, the value lies in the sincerity and feasibility of your promises, not in their grandeur. Through consistent and reliable actions, you can build a reputation for trustworthiness and integrity, fostering stronger and more respectful relationships in all areas of your life. Moving on to the habit of ignoring boundaries. Ignoring boundaries involves failing to respect the personal limits that others set regarding their time, space, emotions, and privacy. This behavior can strain relationships and create an environment of discomfort and distrust. Whether it's constantly interrupting someone's personal time, prying into private matters, or overstepping professional limits, ignoring boundaries can severely impact how people perceive and interact with you. In Stoic philosophy, respecting others' boundaries aligns with the principles of justice and consideration. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "The art of living is more like wrestling than dancing." This metaphor highlights the importance of navigating social interactions with awareness and respect. Recognizing and respecting boundaries is crucial for maintaining harmonious and respectful relationships. Ignoring boundaries often stems from a lack of self-awareness or an inability to empathize with others. People who habitually overstep boundaries may not fully understand the discomfort they cause, or may prioritize their own needs and desires over those of others. This behavior can lead to conflicts, resentment, and a loss of trust. To overcome the habit of ignoring boundaries, the first step is to cultivate empathy and respect for others. Make a conscious effort to understand and appreciate the personal limits of those around you. This involves actively listening to their concerns and being attentive to both verbal and non-verbal cues. When someone expresses a boundary, acknowledge it and make a genuine effort to honor it. Improving self-awareness is also crucial. Reflect on your interactions and consider whether you tend to dominate conversations, invade personal space, or push for more information than others are willing to share. Identifying these patterns can help you become more mindful of your behavior and its impact on others. Practicing active listening can significantly improve your ability to respect boundaries. When engaging with others, focus on what they are saying and avoid interrupting or imposing your own agenda. Show that you value their input by responding thoughtfully and respecting their wishes. This demonstrates that you respect their autonomy and are considerate of their needs. Setting clear and healthy boundaries for yourself can also help you understand and respect the boundaries of others. When you establish your own limits and communicate them effectively, you become more attuned to the importance of boundaries in maintaining balanced relationships. This practice can foster mutual respect and understanding. Mindfulness and meditation can enhance your awareness of others' boundaries. By practicing mindfulness, you can become more attuned to the present moment and more sensitive to the needs and feelings of those around you. Techniques such as meditation and deep breathing can help you remain calm and centered, allowing you to respond to others with greater empathy and consideration. Seeking feedback from trusted friends or colleagues can provide valuable insights into your boundary-respecting behavior. Ask them if they have noticed instances where you might have overstepped boundaries and how it affected them. This feedback can help you understand the impact of your actions and guide you in making positive changes. Incorporating Stoic reflections into your daily routine can support this transformation. At the end of each day, review your interactions and consider whether you respected the boundaries of those around you. Reflect on any instances where you may have overstepped and think about how you can handle similar situations differently in the future. This regular practice of self-examination aligns with the Stoic pursuit of personal growth and virtue. Respecting boundaries also involves being assertive when others overstep your own. Communicate your limits clearly and confidently, without aggression or resentment. This not only protects your own well-being, but also sets a positive example for others. By modeling respectful behavior, you encourage a culture of mutual respect and consideration. Another effective strategy is to practice gratitude and appreciation for the people in your life. Recognize the value of their individuality and the importance of their boundaries in maintaining healthy relationships. Expressing gratitude can shift your focus from your own needs to a more balanced consideration of others' needs, fostering a more respectful and empathetic approach. In summary, ignoring boundaries can damage relationships and erode trust. By cultivating empathy, improving self-awareness, practicing active listening, setting clear boundaries for yourself, seeking feedback, incorporating mindfulness, and engaging in Stoic reflections, you can overcome this habit. Embrace Marcus Aurelius's wisdom and navigate social interactions with awareness and respect. By honoring the personal limits of those around you, you foster stronger, more respectful, and harmonious relationships in all areas of your life. Turning now to the habit of seeking validation excessively. Excessive validation seeking involves constantly looking for approval and recognition from others to feel good about oneself. This habit can be draining for both the seeker and those around them, leading to a cycle of dependency, insecurity, and diminished self-respect. In Stoic philosophy, the emphasis is on finding contentment and worth within oneself, rather than relying on external validation. As Epictetus wisely noted, wealth consists not in having great possessions, but in having few wants. This principle can be extended to the realm of validation. True self-worth comes from internal assurance rather than external approval. People who seek validation excessively often do so out of a deep-seated need for affirmation and acceptance. They may have developed this habit as a response to past experiences of criticism or neglect. While occasional validation is normal and can be motivating, relying on it excessively can erode one's sense of autonomy and self-confidence. To overcome the habit of seeking validation excessively, it's important to start by building self-awareness. Recognize when and why you seek validation. Ask yourself if you genuinely need the feedback or if it's a way to soothe insecurity. Identifying these moments can help you understand the underlying causes and address them directly. Cultivating self-compassion is crucial in this process. Practice being kind to yourself and acknowledge your strengths and achievements without needing external approval. Remember that your worth is not determined by others' opinions, but by your own values and actions. Developing a habit of self-compassion can help you become more self-reliant and resilient. Another effective strategy is to set personal goals and measure your progress based on your own standards rather than external benchmarks. Focus on what you want to achieve and how you can grow, independent of others' validation. This shift in focus from external approval to personal fulfillment can enhance your sense of purpose and self-worth. Practicing mindfulness and meditation can help you become more grounded and centered. Mindfulness encourages you to stay present and aware of your thoughts and feelings without judgment. By practicing mindfulness, you can reduce the anxiety associated with seeking validation and develop a deeper sense of self-acceptance. Techniques such as deep breathing and meditation can also help calm your mind and reduce the urge to seek external approval. Engaging in activities that you enjoy and that align with your values can reinforce your sense of self-worth. When you pursue hobbies, interests, or work that you find meaningful, you derive satisfaction and fulfillment from the activity itself rather than from others' recognition. This intrinsic motivation can help you feel more confident and less reliant on external validation. Seeking feedback from trusted friends or mentors can be valuable, but it should be balanced and constructive. Ask for feedback with the intention of learning and growing rather than seeking approval. Constructive feedback can provide insights and help you improve, while excessive validation seeking can lead to dependency and disappointment. Practicing gratitude can also shift your focus from seeking validation to appreciating what you already have. Reflect on the positive aspects of your life and the qualities you possess. Keeping a gratitude journal where you write down things you are thankful for can help reinforce a positive mindset and reduce the need for external approval. Incorporating Stoic reflections into your daily routine can support this transformation. At the end of each day, reflect on your interactions and consider whether you sought validation excessively. Think about how you can cultivate a stronger sense of self-worth and independence. This regular practice of self-examination aligns with the Stoic pursuit of personal growth and inner peace. Building a supportive social network can also help you feel more secure. Surround yourself with people who respect and appreciate you for who you are, rather than those who constantly judge or criticize. Positive social interactions can reinforce your self-esteem and provide a healthy environment for personal growth. Lastly, be patient with yourself as you work to change this habit. Overcoming the need for excessive validation takes time and effort. Acknowledge your progress and remain committed to developing a stronger, more independent sense of self-worth. In summary, seeking validation excessively can undermine your self-confidence and strain your relationships. By building self-awareness, practicing self-compassion, setting personal goals, engaging in mindfulness, pursuing meaningful activities, seeking constructive feedback, practicing gratitude, and incorporating Stoic reflections, you can overcome this habit. Embrace Epictetus's wisdom and find contentment within yourself, knowing that true self-worth comes from inner assurance rather than external approval. Now, let's delve into the habit of being overly critical or judgmental. This behavior involves constantly finding faults in others and expressing negative opinions, often without constructive feedback. While everyone has moments of criticism, habitual negativity can harm relationships, lower morale, and create a toxic environment. Stoic philosophy encourages us to focus on our own improvement rather than judging others. Marcus Aurelius, a Roman emperor and Stoic philosopher, wrote, "If someone is able to show me that what I think or do is not right, I will happily change, for I seek the truth, by which no one was ever truly harmed." This principle highlights the importance of self-reflection and openness to change, rather than being quick to criticize others. Being overly critical often stems from our own insecurities and dissatisfaction. When we judge others harshly, it can be a way of projecting our own fears and shortcomings onto them. This behavior can create an environment of defensiveness and mistrust, leading to strained relationships and a lack of mutual respect. To overcome the habit of being overly critical or judgmental, the first step is to cultivate empathy. Try to understand the circumstances and perspectives of those you are tempted to criticize. Remember that everyone has their struggles and that no one is perfect. By putting yourself in others' shoes, you can develop a more compassionate and understanding attitude. Improving self-awareness is crucial. Pay attention to your thoughts and reactions in situations where you feel inclined to criticize. Ask yourself why you are reacting this way and whether your criticism is fair or constructive. Recognizing these patterns can help you address the root causes of your judgmental behavior. Practicing mindfulness can also help reduce the tendency to be overly critical. Mindfulness involves being present in the moment and observing your thoughts and emotions without judgment. By practicing mindfulness, you can become more aware of your critical tendencies and choose to respond differently. Techniques such as meditation and deep breathing can help you stay calm and centered, making it easier to maintain a positive and non-judgmental attitude. Another effective strategy is to focus on offering constructive feedback rather than criticism. When you notice something that could be improved, frame your feedback in a positive and supportive way. For example, instead of saying, "You're always late," try saying, "I noticed you had some trouble being on time. Is there something we can do to help you manage your schedule better?" This approach fosters a more collaborative and respectful environment. Engaging in regular self-reflection is important for personal growth. At the end of each day, review your interactions and consider whether you were overly critical or judgmental. Reflect on the reasons for your behavior and think about how you could have responded more constructively. This practice of self-examination aligns with the Stoic pursuit of personal improvement and virtue. Cultivating gratitude can also help shift your focus from criticism to appreciation. Regularly reflecting on the positive aspects of your life and the people around you can foster a more positive mindset. Keeping a gratitude journal where you write down things you are thankful for can reinforce this practice and help reduce the tendency to focus on negative aspects. Surrounding yourself with positive influences can also make a difference. Spend time with people who are supportive and encouraging, and who focus on solutions rather than problems. Positive social interactions can reinforce your commitment to maintaining a non-judgmental attitude and help you build more harmonious relationships. Incorporating Stoic reflections into your daily routine can support this transformation. Reflect on the teachings of Marcus Aurelius and other Stoic philosophers who emphasize the importance of self-improvement and understanding. Consider how their wisdom applies to your own life and how you can embody these principles in your actions. Practicing forgiveness, both for yourself and others, is crucial. Recognize that everyone makes mistakes and that being overly critical does not help anyone. Forgive yourself for past instances of judgmental behavior and commit to making positive changes. Extend the same forgiveness to others, understanding that they too are on their own journeys of growth and learning. Lastly, be patient with yourself as you work to change this habit. Overcoming the tendency to be overly critical takes time and effort. Acknowledge your progress and remain committed to developing a more compassionate and understanding mindset. In summary, being overly critical or judgmental can damage relationships and create a negative environment. By cultivating empathy, improving self-awareness, practicing mindfulness, offering constructive feedback, engaging in self-reflection, cultivating gratitude, surrounding yourself with positive influences, incorporating Stoic reflections and practicing forgiveness, you can overcome this habit. Embrace Marcus Aurelius's wisdom and focus on your own improvement, creating a more positive and respectful approach to life and interactions with others. Thank you for joining us on this journey through the habits that can undermine respect and inner peace. Embracing the principles of Stoicism can guide you toward a life of wisdom, empathy, and self-control, transforming your relationships and fostering true contentment. If you've made it this far, you're already on the path to positive change. Reflect on the insights shared and consider how you can apply them to your daily life. Have you recognized any habits you plan to work on? What Stoic strategies resonate with you the most? We would love to hear your thoughts and experiences. Share your reflections in the comments below. Your journey can inspire others to embark on their own path of transformation. If you made it this far, comment, "I choose growth and wisdom." Let this be a declaration of your commitment to personal development and the pursuit of a more fulfilling and respectful life. Thank you for being a part of this exploration. Let's support each other in our journeys toward a better, more stoic way of living.